Minimum so quiet there, but even if one can also share so your overview of the whole meeting with the civil society organizations, with the president. Net was saying.
That's Minia. McCoy.
Okay, fantastic.
Representing the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy. And corona, prepare your position.
Okay.
Dream Sevilla. And Kabia, beyond the stakeholder engagement, there could be a technical committee because various stakeholders on bound will be on a position. You per se address the issue once and for all. But I say ministers and governments and I say agencies wanted to present the data they have, and also interventions and initiatives on Muteki are resolve this particular matter once and for all. But from your perspective, I think that the free engagement say Galamsey cannot be solved. It cannot be solved because one, we look at it from a government perspective and not a state perspective. There's a difference between government and state. If you're in a government perspective, I say a buy yet so no, per se address a problem. No. But when you look at it from that perspective, you can never solve it. You also who say yet so no ye twemu krana ye de nhihye bia to ho a aban foforo krobeba no e be disu a an inclusive all binding intervention. It goes beyond government, right? But do tie the omo canonimos or whatever they call it, and it's money a buying current a buying, and we any sana you are not going to solve the problem. and your position before be canocrana who say various governments, because of said various government didn't look at it from a state perspective, they introduced several interventions, but none of them yielded the results I pay. And most of the interventions have been false. Until you hear Galamsey, Vanguard, Operation BBBB, all those, and currently I say what Naimos new water guard. The perspective is government, and until we look at a state perspective, so we realize that most of the things they mentioned, regulatory reforms, yes, it is good. But one issue Ananke Peso Muhammad, which senior Kraka was institutional reforms. Because most of the complex complacencies, any issues may not be regulation, may not be law. Issues now Galamsey, a course of Galamsey, it may not be law, but it's the institution. The MENCOM, the MDF, Mineral Development Fund, the MEF. Any stakeholder institution there, the ministry itself, stakeholder institution there was always say people who engage in sustainable mining, or ye na juma ye. So when ye na juma ye asudie ben and there was a ye the massa institution any microphone or money this particular institution. There was lack of mention of it. I think someone raised the question, say more can regulatory reforms, more can all the other interventions and person implement here. Most say institutions be and a yard behind a man microphone bukra license grano. Some of them engage in unsustainable mining. Me normally I don't want to call it illegal mining. I want to call it unsustainable mining. And I say Galamsey are more find the local term because Galamsey is why exposed to academia bebre. And I think most of us talking about Galamsey are very emotional and sometimes irrational in our conversation when it comes to Galamsey. Nti Osha institution, for example, Akunta mining ayeka ho asemi. Ube komuna or license. License and say forest mining. But who supervised the activities? Eye menkom. Adentina menkom betina ho amanako ye unsustainable mining. Why na otiwa ohwe say Akunta mining ko ye unsustainable mining. Ye chi Akunta mining na ye parade na court no. Adentina sa sumasi no. Supervisor no our men come the parade in court, right? But there was silence on it, so which means you are still protecting people who are working within these institutions. Into the samra no da bia me kase Ghana enyamra na ye problem e ye nipa o pass samra na sesen o se samra na say institutions no enye responsive to mrana o mrana agu. Make community I say mining in the forest reserve. Yes, they could be because law no enchire babia air forest the law no say vested resource and a vested resource no babia will be no say wonsu ase kra na say oman no ka say resources wo ho a sad resources no ne right ne aye oman ne dia and oman no president and the oman no it is vested in the president nti say gold no ewo kwaye mu na say kwaye no mu aban president neti one person the lines obetimi di ama but there must be someone or an institution that supervises say kwaye no mu a wokomu kra no onkoye no basa ne mum obedi regulation ni some what we call the practice standard operational practices obedi so best practices are obeko kwaye no mu kra bia obebudu akra mu ni bebre because you onua wo so obu ene wo nua ni kwan so obu and as obey kra bia instead of sanko be surface no kra no ye ne underground kwaye ni betima gina obetima tu akwase akoye but who supervise? No one, right? So your problem no eno. Now the other part I say who conference no, and normally metie mo professors ni bi ni nkrofo amuka, we always look at maybe we have a problem tree. You look at the causes, the problem, and the consequences. Now, environmental resource management, European Union, or might develop a framework, a friendly DPSIR framework. Drivers, pressures, state, impact, and response. We have your conversation, no, which is true, and I many saying, they always look at the consequences and the problem. Most of us, so na say water turbidity level, acidity, it was through, and I hear Nsiah say they are true. But have we looked at the drivers? Have we actually sat down to look at the drivers, the contributors of illegal mining? Have we actually addressed that issue? Because illegal mining is an economic issue, it's a social issue, it's a governance issue, it's a security issue, and also an environmental issue. It is our person solve in a state way, and the government say be implementing one-sided government regime approach now. Person solving in a state-led approach. You have to look at the various disciplines. It will be a kafa illegal mining and address them one by one. What we addressing now, then you are looking at a sustainable way of addressing this issue once and for all. But say okoye regime send your mokai and so I say now we attach emotions to it. Yes, and so I say say yes, but let's look at what causes it, what is causing it, and how can we address the issue. You better tackle the causes and then also look at the interventions and see how best we better solve this problem once and for all. I think that beyond the stakeholder engagement, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, the government of the Republic of Ghana must establish a committee, various positions and coastal miners, small scale miners in the coastal sector, youth. Obi bia all position because I saw Colonel Festus Abwaji who even said one thing and manage pass a good general. You be a wako filter. One could be. That's why we in a fight. Because the Galamseyers are from they are citizens. They are 4 million. They are citizens. Are you going to kill all of them? 52% now. Gold ball 9 is from there. The day you stop Galamsey, you ban it, you put whatever you call it, you collapse your economy. You are collapsing your economy because the economy is dependent on illegal mining. So once we are looking at the pros, let's look at the cons, and then do the analysis, cost benefit analysis, and put certain situations in place. A bit my sustainable solution. A best pane government. Now a state-led approach. All right,
man. You better ask. So technically, you're looking at a technical committee.